is going on, everybody? Vex30 here, coming with a big, massive videos today. We are doing the Paladins tier list for 2.08, the Damn Frontier patch. Now, this is gonna be a long one. I have not pre-done this. I wanted this to be as raw as it can be. I will put champions where I think. We will go back and revise it. We're just gonna see how we feel about it as we go. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to Random Noob because he did this earlier today on his channel. So I will put the link to that down in the description. But it seemed like we were on the same wavelength when it came to tier lists. It was something we were talking about a few days ago. And I guess we both decided to post ours on Friday. So first, watch this video, see what you think of my tier list, then go check out his. But without further ado, let's jump right into making this full, not just support, full tier list. All right, everyone, let's just get straight into this because this is gonna be a very long video. I don't know how long. I'm just guessing it's gonna be pretty long because there is 43 champions to go through. Now, I'm not gonna go in depth and detail why I put things where they are in full detail. I will talk about each one and why I think they're there. We're gonna start alphabetically. We're gonna start left to right, down the rows, and we're just gonna pick the champion, decide where they're going to go, and go from there. To give an idea what this tier list looks like, though, follow my mouse here. B, balanced. Perfectly balanced. B+, balanced, but with a little bit extra that puts them above balanced. A is a strong champion. S is bannable, first pickable, extremely strong, and SS just needs nerfed to the ground. They're OP. B-, close to being perfectly balanced, but is missing something. C, they're kind of struggling right now. It doesn't mean they're bad, but they're not a high priority when it comes to picks at all. D, they are not good. These are champions that are not very good currently in the meta and do need a buff. And F is don't play this champion unless you want to be sad. So that is the explanation of the tier list, and that is it. Let's go ahead and start ranking these champions. Let's go. And let's jump straight into this. So, Androxus. Androxus with his buffs to Cursed Revolver and the fact that he can get out of Genoslift now, apparently, and he can get out of different CCs. Like before, if you dashed once as Andro got lifted, your dashes are canceled. That's been changed. So I think Androxus is actually in a pretty good spot right now. Before, I would have put him at C, but with those changes, I put him at balanced. I don't think he's anything extraordinarily crazy, but I do think he is good in this meta, and he can be picked. Next, Ashe. Ashe has been good, but she also apparently has been struggling. She has certain counters like Con, Genoslift, CCs. I think she is a strong tank, but on certain maps, I think she's just balanced or underwhelming. But with how she's been lately, I'm going to go ahead and put her at B+. She is a strong tank, but she doesn't do anything too crazy. I think her ultimate is strong, but it does get directly countered by Khan, which is the other strong off tank currently. But the next one, Atlas. Atlas recently got nerfs to his second chance, his movement speed. I think he is still a bannable character, but I want to play around with not banning him and see how he is, because it's hard to tell how strong he is with him getting banned all the time. So when I get into ranked, I kind of want to start not banning him, but I still think he is a very, very strong champion. Is he bannable? I'm not sure. Again, it's something I need to test. So we're going to put him in A for now rather than S, but we might look at that later based on where we put other people. But Atlas is currently at A. I think he is still strong, but he is nowhere near as strong as he was last patch. Barrack, Big Daddy Barrack. He is actually an extremely strong tank. His point take capabilities are insane. The fact that he can dash off point and frag so heavily and outtrade their main tank. I think he's the best main tank currently. I'm tempted to put him at S, but I don't think he's bannable, but I do think he's first pickable. So I think he's right there with Atlas when it comes to it. So I'm going to put him in at A. He is a strong tank, but he's not bannable. That's what I will save S for, like first pick, first ban. That's why I'm iffy about putting Atlas S, but I think Barrack can be first pickable. I wouldn't say he's bannable yet though, but he might move in that direction. Bomb King. Very strong blaster, if not one of the strongest blasters currently. Very underutilized. I feel like he's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. Bomb King can frag. The only thing that limits him is map dependability, or map, it depends on what map you have if you pick Bomb King, and the champions in the other team I want to put him at balanced, but I do think on certain maps he is better than balanced, and he can really rip through people. Based on his skill cap, though, we're gonna go ahead and put him in B+. We might relook at Bomb King because he is a more difficult champion, but if you learn Bomb King, know how to play him, he is very strong. Buck. Now, I'd say about a month ago, I was saying Buck was pretty good right now, bulk up, and I still think it is against counter picks like Maeve and Eevee, but I don't think besides that he's that strong. I don't think he's balanced. I think he does need a buff, but not anything major. So we're gonna put him at B-. Buck is mainly used as a counter pick currently, but me and Random were actually just talking about this in our video we did together. I think Bounce House might become meta, and people are underestimating it. So it's something we might test on stream and do a video on, and just to see if Buck can be viable with Bounce House and see if he's strong. Maybe Net Shot we'll try out. But for now, I think Buck is a little bit below balanced. He's not amazing. He's used as a counter pick. So Cassie. Okay, so Cassie is a very strong DPS, and I think the nerf that hit her ultimate was wrong. I think that was the wrong way to nerf her, because I think adding CC immunity to her ultimate created counterplay. Say you're about to get an R ult, boom, you pop ult, you don't get CC'd, and you keep fragging. For that reason, that they got rid of her CC, and there is no hard counterplay to other characters, I want to put her at B+ with Bomb King, because I don't think she's that strong. I think she still outputs a ton of damage, but that's all she does currently. Her ultimate is extremely strong, but the fact that you can't hard outplay people as Cassie with the ultimate anymore, it's hard to put her in A. Again, Bomb King Cassie we might relook at later, but currently we're going to put her at B+. Dredge. Dredge. God, he's not good right now. His ultimate buff was a good change. He needed that. Obviously, he needed that. That's how it should have been from the beginning, but he's not that good. He needs serious changes, buffs. I don't think he's unplayable. I think he is a playable character, and I'm tempted to put him D for Dredge, but I wouldn't put him on F. He's not unplayable. And C, you can pick him and win, so we're going to go ahead and put him at C, because I do think Dredge has specific spots where he can be good, and maybe Harpoon is underutilized a little bit because the amount of sustain you can have with that build, how tanky he can be. So we're going to put him at C. He does need buffs to get better, but he is playable and you can win with him, so we're going to keep him at C for now. Drogos. The changes that happened to him made every single one of his talents viable on basically every map. So what they did the patch before is reduce the effectiveness of Wurn Jets, but increase the effectiveness of booster on his normal booster, which affects Fusillade and Combustible. And before that time, you could run all three talents and be good with him. So I'm going to put him at balance, because I think he is a very balanced character right now. He has counters. He counters people. He does kind of like anything you need, but he needs to be ran in the right situations. So he's a very balanced champion currently. Eevee. I think Eevee and her counterpart Maeve are extremely strong right now and almost must-haves on your team. You need a good, strong Eevee and Maeve player because they are both the best two flanks. Maybe Androxus might find his way into the meta and be a really good flank, but currently, Eevee and Maeve are the best two flanks. Are they bannable? Maybe not, but they are extremely strong. So we are going to put Eevee in A with Atlas and Barrack, because I do think she's high priority, especially if you have a good Eevee player. And again, we'll talk about Maeve later, but I believe Maeve's going to go around the same spot for the same reason. Fernando's trash right now. Don't pick Fernando. He's really not that good. He needs some serious buffs. One interesting idea for buffing Nando somebody brought up is let him shoot while he's putting up a shield maybe. I don't know. Nando's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. We're going to put him at D. Nando sucks. You only pick him when you really, really, really need like a point tank and you don't have anything else. But like Terminus on a lot of maps is better than Nando. Like I don't even know if I'd put Terminus at D because he has more viability than Nando does on map specific like Ice Mines. So Nando's pretty bad. I wouldn't pick him. I'd put him at D. Furia. Furia is one of the stronger supports. Again, this is not going to go full competitive tier list like my support one, but she is still an extremely strong support when it comes to ranked and carrying games. She is a little bit better than balanced because I think her ultimate is uncounterable, and then her passive attack speed plus, you know, that gives her damage basically is too busted. So she's a tough one. I'm gonna put her at B+ for now, but she might get bumped up to A later on, depending on where I think the other support should go. Grok, healer Grok, trash, don't play it. Damage Grok, on the other hand, wow, we finally get to talk about Grok. That's not full support, and we get to talk about his damage capabilities. I think is actually pretty good. If you run him into the right comps, he can be very strong, like an Inara Ying. That's always a strong comp for Grok. Grok does not do well against high burst damage. He has self-sustain that's consistent, but if you try to burst Grok, force out his Ghost Walk, he's useless. So against high burst, he's not that good. I don't think his damage capabilities are balanced. I think they need buffs, and you can only really run him. He's like a buck. You can run him against certain comps and be good. So we're gonna go ahead and put Grok as a damage dealer at B-, but as a support, he'd go F. All right, B- overall Grok. If he had good support capabilities, I'd put him B or B+. I'm not gonna lie, but since he doesn't, that holds him back, and his damage limitations hold him back as well. Grover, I talked about this in my support tier list. He is a very map dependent support, but on those maps he's extremely strong because of his map limitations and his general limitations as a support. We're gonna put him at B, but if you get him on the right map, say Ice Mine, Stone Keep, Bright Marsh, you can play him extremely well and probably might be the best support on those maps. But because of map limitations, he's balanced. He's not anything over the top, he's not anything underwhelming. He's pretty good. Imani, I think Imani's better than she is given credit for, but I think that Mana Rift Fire can be OP because it's a 2k burst, and people hate burst, and Strix came in the meta because people didn't know he had burst, but Imani has burst, but people don't use it. It's very interesting, and I think it could come into meta when people realize it, because I do think Mana Rift Fire mode is really good because 2k burst, and then you switch dances and hit him with a 650. Like, you know, I think it could be really, really, really good, and for that reason, I'm gonna be a little spicy and put her at B-. I think she is a underutilized champion, and people aren't running her the right way currently. And I told people this, but nobody listens. So again, this is my probably spicier one. I'm gonna put her at B-. Inara, I think she is a strong point tank. Do I think she's OP? No. Do I think she does anything too crazy? Besides her self-sustain on her right click with her 40%, I think it's 40% extra healing right now. I think that's very strong. Besides that, she is just a good champion. She is the second point tank, I believe, behind Barrack. I do think she's a bit stronger because when it comes to point tanks, she is the only one with Barrack. Like, if you want to have a banning strategy, you can ban a point tank and then first pick the Barrack. Say your first pick, you ban Inara, they ban Atlas Makoa, you ban something else, you just take Barrack and be like, boom, who are you gonna play on point? If it's not Ice Mines, you play Fernando. Fernando sucks, you know. For that reason, we're gonna put her at B+, because she is a strong champion. She's not as good as Barrack, in my opinion, but she is strong. Io, I think Io is extremely good right now. DR Io is very, very good. I'm trying to think. I think Io is bannable currently. I think she is first pickable, especially if you get good Io in a ranked game and you're using voice comms. She is very strong. Your teammates give you line of sight. It's great. I'm going to put her at S. Mainly because I think Io can be banned. You can ban Io if you don't want to play her. She is stupidly strong with her loadout, with the correct loadout, which if you want to look up the Io loadout, you can look up my name on Paladins and look up the attack. That's the one I use currently. I think with a loadout like that, plus the DR, is kind of broken. The ultimate's the only thing that holds her back, really. But I think she's good enough to be banned, so I'm going to put her at S. Genos. Genos is a well-balanced machine right now. I talked about this in my support tier list, but I think supports like Furia do what he does, but better. But I do think Genos is in a very balanced state currently. I don't think any changes need to be him. I think we're going to put him in B. He is a strong support. He is not terrible, but he's not amazing. So again, Genos and B. Khan is an interesting one because I think Khan is very good right now, as I think a lot of people do. He is It's mainly because his ultimate and his damage output. I think I'm going to put Khan at A. I think Khan is the better off tank than Ashe. I don't think he's bannable. He can be banned with certain strategies with like Ashe. Like if you want to run the Ashe on a certain map and you want to get rid of Khan, maybe first pick Ashe, you can do that. But he's not he can't just be banned like IO can. So I'm going to put him in an A. I think he's the stronger off tank than Ashe. So yeah, not S, but not B+, because he is very strong. He's better than Ashe. Kinessa, of the two snipers, Kinessa is meh. She's good, but Strix is better. I think she's very balanced when it comes to it. She's very map dependent though, like sniper maps like Timber and Frog. You can run her on maps like Frozen as well. But I think she's a strong sniper. Is she broken? No. Is she underwhelming? No, she does her job. She's one of the two snipers in the game, so we're gonna put her at B. And next, let's talk about Koga. Not much to say. Koga sucks. I might do a couple of videos, like making the meta videos on trying to make Koga viable. Same with Amani. I might do the same, making the meta into trying to make characters viable, not just like troll things like ROM support, which we're gonna do some of this one time here soon. But Koga, useless. I think he's bad. Maybe he has use somewhere. F. Don't play him. He needs major changes before he's good. Every other flank is better than him, even Talus. Sorry, Koga mains. Maybe you make him work, sure, but in a ranked higher level, it's not good. I'm sorry. Lex. Lex is not bad right now, but he's not good at all. He has limitations when it comes to mobility. I think his dash and movement speed combo is very good with his loadout card. But I think he is limited by the fact that he does not have vertical mobility, and his ultimate is... It's not bad, but it's not great, you know? Trying to think of where to put him, because I don't know if he's on the same level as Dredge. I think he's a bit stronger than Dredge. He can be picked on maps like Jag. That's actually a pretty tough one, because I think Lex is stronger than he's given credit for, just like Amani. But I think we're going to go ahead and do this. I think this makes the most sense. I think Lex is stronger. I think Amani has potential, but I do think Lex isn't bad, but he's not the best champion in the world. We're going to put B- and change Amani to C. Again, like I said, that's probably going to happen in this video as I get more and more champions on here. I'll see, be like, that doesn't look like, let's change something. Again, I'm doing this off the cuff. I'm nothing scripted in this video. I'm kind of just doing this ad hoc, like just at will. And yeah, let's keep going on this. This is going to go on for a while. Leanne, strong, very strong. I think same level as Cassie. I think her ultimate nerf was good. I think that was actually a good change they made. The Cassie one, not so good. Leanne one, very good. So Leanne, we're going to put her at a strong B+. Yeah, we're going to put her at B+. Maybe B. I think Cassie might be stronger, but we're going to keep her and Cassie at the same level right now. Maybe move them both down to B. Maybe move one of them down to B, but we're going to look at that later. Maeve, like I said when I was talking about Eevee, very strong flanker. One of the two must-haves when it comes to flanks, Eevee and Maeve. Maybe with Androxus coming back into meta, he might take a place and be bumped up to B+ or A. But for now, Maeve is extremely strong, and if you know how to play Maeve right, she is insane. Look at Simsloo, for instance. Insane. Maeve is great. You want to play her. Her and Eevee, best flanks in the game currently. We're going to put her at A. Makoa. Makoa is still extremely strong. No matter what people say. He has counters, but it doesn't matter. The hook potential is insane, and the Leviathan ultimate is insane. CC immunity and just running at you going bop, 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 bop. It's insane. Like, and then Rampage. I think they need to nerf Rampage. That's one of the stronger things of Makoa, his movement speed. So we're going to bump Makoa up to S because he is bannable in most games. Unless you have a really crazy strat like Drogo's Cassie big game against him, he will run over your team. And a good Makoa will just slap you silly. Damba. Damba, there's not much to talk about. Excuse my dogs. He is a very balanced character. I say this in my support tier list all the time. I don't think he's overwhelming or underwhelming, so we're going to put him B. You're going to see a general trend in this tier list with supports. I think they're all going to be around here besides IO as the outlier. Moji. I actually would probably put Moji B- because I think she has viability on maps like Jaguar Falls and Brightmarsh. On shorter maps, I think she's actually pretty good. If you watch people like Tail Yellow, I believe his name is, and King Kaiser, they are some of the better Mojis in ranked. I'm sure you've seen them in their games. If you see him pick Moji, don't be scared. Unless it's on Fish Market Tail Yellow. I remember that game. Don't ever do that again. But I think Moji is viable on smaller maps. So we're going to put her on B-, because she has uses. She's like the Buck and the Grok. She has uses against certain comps. But overall, overall, a little bit underwhelming. Pip, as a support, if you want to watch my tier list, I talk about him. He is very niche as a support. As a DPS, though, after the Moxie nerf, he is nowhere near as good. But I still think he is good and has uses. So we're going to put him at B-. I don't think he's balanced. He's going to need a little bit of a buff to be better. He might be B. Because I think, oh, man. I think Pip can be ran into a lot of comps. If you have a good Pip player that wants to play Pip, I trust them. So I'm going to put him B. Because I don't think he is comp specific like Buck, Grok, Moji, or map specific. I think he's B. We're going to put Pip on B. As a damage dealer, as a support, I'd put him B- C. But Rom, this is an interesting one. I'm going off a hearsay with Rom. I have not played a lot of Rom. I do not like Rom as a character because I do think he is a very boring character. Maybe I don't play him right. I don't play him right. But what I've seen of Rom, he is strong. He is bannable right now because people don't know how to play against him. He just runs into the backline and frags everybody. So right now, at the beginning stages of him coming into ranked, I will put him at S, because not SSS, because he is bannable, but like I don't know where he is. I'm going off of hearsay. I think he is strong, but I'm not sure. So I'm going off what other people say. I'm gonna go with S on Rom. Ruckus, comp dependent and player dependent. You have to know how to play Ruckus and want to play Ruckus. He is a difficult tank to play. You have to play him like a flanker. You need to dive, kill their support, kill their DPS, die, come back, master running, kill a couple people and die again. Good mount usage. He is a very hard champion, but he is good in the right situations. I'm going to put him B. I'm going to put him B. I think Ruckus is a balanced tank. I think he can be played more often than he is. I think if people will learn how to play Ruckus, he'll be a lot stronger. But yeah, strong champion overall. Saris. Everything in me is telling me to put her in D or C, but I'm gonna put her in B- because I know how good she is at mid-level Paladins. But at a higher level, no, we're going to put her at C. I don't think she's that good. I think on maps like Frog Isle, maybe she can be picked with certain comps when you don't have supports. I don't think she's a good support. I think she's bad. Again, Io and probably Saris are the outliers here. I'm not going to conform. I'm going to tell you how it is. Saris is not good at a higher level. Saris is a extremely good bridge support, which again in my support tier list I explain this more, but a bridge support is something that a new player picks up to learn how to play other supports at a higher level. It gets you into supporting, but at a mid to high level she is not that good. We're going to keep her at C and possibly D. We're going to relook at Saris possibly and put her in D because I don't think she's good. Shaolin kind of struggles right now. I believe he's, again, like Amani, played way less than he should. Especially with the changes to Leanne and Cassie, I could see Shaw coming into meta with them getting nerfed. But Shaw still struggles. His movement ability is okay. His damage is okay. His burst is good. His ult's good. I'm trying to struggle and decide if he's D or C. I believe he's C with Amani, and Saris is going to go to D. Or C with Amani, and so yeah. Saris sucks. Sorry. Amani and Shaw are about the same level. I think Shaw's actually picked more than Amani. So if anything with Shaw, we move him to B-. Yeah, we're actually going to do that. I think he's B- instead of C because he can get picked more than Amani and he has more capabilities. But again, Amani, I think she's very niche. I think she has a playstyle that people don't run that's good, but we're going to put her at C and Shaw at B-. Skye. Skye's not that good. Guy is not good. She's good against high beefy tanks like Rom, like Makoa. She might get picked more though as a Rom counter. It's something that's very interesting. Say you're playing against a comp that's Rom and Nara. I believe Skye with the Bilitate can be picked, but I don't know. We're gonna put her at C because I don't think she's unplayable. She has very certain comps she can play against, like a Makoa, the Rom, the Khan, the Inara. But besides that, she's not that good. I wouldn't play her. I'm going to put her to D, actually. I'm going to keep her at C because I think she might come in as a counter to Rom, possibly. Ooh, Strix, the Ghost Feather himself. I think he's not... He's very good. Strix is very good right now. He is at least as possibly SS. I think Strix is the only champion in the game that needs a major nerf. We're going to put him at SS because of that reason. I think he needs toned down massively, and I think having him on your team, a good Strix at least, is very, very, very good. Yeah, I think he's SS, man. I think he's going to need a nerf. I think he's kind of busted. Talus. Talus is not good. He's certain comps, maybe like against Khan Ruckus, he's all right, but I don't think he's good. I think he's in D. I think Skye actually has more viability than Talus does. He's not good right now. I was actually tempted to put him in F. I think Koga's the only one who might sit in F, though. Terminus. Terminus, we're actually going to put him in B- because he is viable on maps like Ice Mites. But besides that, he's not that good. He's better than Fernando. He's worse than Ruckus for sure. So this looks like a good spot for Term. He's in this area for sure. Torvald might actually go B- as well. Maybe C. Yeah, we're going to put him in C. I don't think Torvald's good right now. The changes to him were over drastic. He was bannable every game, but then he went to not picked, so I think the changes were a bit much. Or he's that unstable as a champion where if you barely change him, he's too OP, which there are other champions like that. If you give them too much, like just a small nerf or buff, they're OP or terrible. So I think Torvald C, don't play him in most of your games unless you're pocketing someone that is carrying you in ranked. I don't see him that good, viable. Tyra. Tyra is not that good right now. DR Tyra could find its way into the meta, but she's not that good. But I do also think that Tyra isn't bad. Man, that's a tough one. Because I think I'm going to put her in B- for now, but I might move her and Shaw up to B because I do think they are pretty balanced DPS characters. They're not too good, but they're not bad. Actually, we're going to do that. We're going to move Charlotte and Tyra to B because I do think they are good. I think you can play them and win. So I don't think they're bad as characters. We're going to leave them in B, and we might relook at that later, but we're going to leave them in B. Victor, again, very balanced DPS character currently. We're going to put him in B as well. They just output a lot of damage, and if Cassie, Leanne are not on the board, they are very good DPS picks. Vivian, we are going to put in B- because she is not as strong as these three. She has cases where she can be really good, especially against Maeve because of her shield. But she's not amazing, but she's not terrible at the same time, so we're going to leave her at B-. Willow is strong still, even with the nerfs. So we're going to put her at B+. She is not bannable anymore, I don't think. Well, hold on. Let me think about this for a second, because I do think the reason she could be bannable or first pickable in A or like a high pick is because her ultimate's so strong. If you have nothing to counter Willow ult, it's busted. So, leaving her at B+, I think she's actually A. I think Willow is still strong and can be banned. Yeah, she is still a strong character. I'm going to leave her at A. I really don't think she's that bad, even with the nerf, because of her ultimate. Yeah, I think this is a good choice. Ying. I think Ying is strong right now. I think she's better than Damba and Genos in most cases and can be used any map. I think Ying is B+. I think your healing output is just extremely good. She's underused as a support, I think, right now. But she is a very strong support. She is the best healer in the game, but she's not the best support. And there's a difference there that I actually want to do a video on one day. I'm glad I said that because that reminds me. So I want to do the difference between a support and a healer in Paladins. There is actually a difference there. And it's not something I'll talk about here. I'll talk about in the video. But I think she is strong as a healer in B. I might move her down to B instead of B+, but we're going to leave her there for now. Zen, I don't think he's that strong. He's about the same level as Buck and Lex. He doesn't do anything over the top, but he isn't terrible. So, yeah, that's it. That's the tier list. Let's look through this and kind of like look over everything over, make sure this is what we want to roll out, you know? Strix, I think, needs major changes, so SS. Almaco, Rom, all bannable for sure. Atlas, I'm not sure if he's A or S, but I think A with the changes. I don't think he needs to be banned every game. I'm curious to see how he's going to be without getting banned. Merrick, Eevee, Con, Maeve, Willow all makes sense there. Just because Willow ult, flanks are strong. Best 2 tanks besides Mako and Rom. Yeah. Ashe makes sense because she's not as good as Con. I don't believe. Con is better. BK is strong right now. Cassie, that all makes sense there. And then you have your stronger DPS, like your balanced DPS with your Shaws, your Tyres, your Victors. I think Pip might go down to B-. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. Pip's going to go here and Ying's going to go here. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Because I do think Ying is strong, but I don't think she's that strong in the same level as Furia. Yeah. And then we need to move Pip down because I don't think he's that good. I think he can't. Ah, man, that's actually tough. I'm gonna leave Pip at B. I'm 100% gonna leave Pip at B because he can be played with most comps, and he is a strong DPS. Not as strong as a support, but a strong DPS. We're gonna leave him there. These characters all can be played, but not the strongest. They're a bit underwhelming when it comes to it. C, you can play them and win, but they're not strong. D, I really wouldn't touch these 4 characters if you don't have to, which you don't, so don't touch them. It's probably for the best. I think most things look good here. But real quick, if you guys want to leave comments down below and tell me how you would change this, how you would rank these characters, please do. I'd love having conversations down in the comments, but don't do that thing where you're like, you're wrong about this. You know, just let's have a conversation about it. Don't point fingers, you know. That's something with tier lists that like gets me, and like people's like, oh, you're wrong. I'm like, well, this is just my opinion, you know. Let's just chill and talk about it rather than that's just one little note, you know. If you're that person, I'm looking at you, Jimmy. But yeah, I think this is it for the tier list. There's nothing really on here I'd change. No, nothing at all. Maybe put Con down with Ashe, but I do think he is stronger than Ashe. Fury and Cassie and Leanne was the last one I wanted to look at. I think they're both strong, so I'm gonna leave them where they are. This is a pretty nice looking tier list. The curve is very nice because you have your OPs, and then it starts getting more balanced, very balanced, little less balanced, and then you have a low amount of characters. This is how a balance should look. So I'm glad it looks this way. If it was skewed one way or the other, that would have been bad for balance of the game. But I think the game currently is in a very balanced state. So I do like the look of this tier list. I think everything makes sense on here in my mind. So this is it. I finally did one. The tier list is out. This is the completed version of the Vex 30 2.08 Damn Front tier. I would say competitive or ranked. I would say ranked tier list. This is going to be a ranked tier list. This is it though. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed all of my explanations. Maybe sometime I can break this tier list down more in detail and talk about specific champions, maybe in a champion chat or something. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I also hope you enjoy your day, night, evening, morning, dawn, dusk, whatever it is where you live. And I will see you in the next one. Later.